Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with one of my favorite cowgirls, Jana Bean. She's a 3-time NFR qualifier and just an all-around handy horsewoman. So, Jana, thank you for taking the time to visit. Tell us about what you're doing here this week, because people might be used to seeing you in the rodeo pen.
Well, thanks for having me. It's always fun to get to come and interview with you. I have a couple of horses here. I have a futurity horse here and a derby horse. I love coming to the Pink Buckle. It's such a great event. It's the only place I've ever gone to that pays like the NFR, so it's kind of exciting to get to go run at this kind of money. So, but yes, I am a little bit of a rodeo rat. I love the rodeo arena. That's kind of my passion, but I do love to get to come run at this kind of money and with this great of a facility and great of a event. The way they run it off, they do a great job. It's fun. You get to see some of the best horses in the world compete, and it's nothing better than watching a great barrel horse and a great trainer and a jockey.
I couldn't agree more. I would love to dive into the breeding program that you and your family have put together here in recent years. You've kind of been involved in every aspect of the industry. You've been a stallion owner, you're raising young horses, you've rodeoed a lot, and the cornerstone of all of this is your good rodeo horse's mother, Miss Clee. So tell us how you've put this program together.
Well, Breck and I we started young. We both love horses. We love the industry. We've always tried to breed horses that we've done well on. We didn't have a lot of horses to choose from. We're a very small breeding operation compared to what they have these days. But if we've done well with the bloodline, that's what we've tried to stick with. And obviously, Chick came into our lives just kind of through some friends, and he was definitely a huge part of my career and who's helped me to be who I am today. And so his mother came up for sale at the Heritage Sale, and we were able to purchase him. And that's who we've kind of tried to gear our program around, but we haven't even really gotten to start much with her colts yet. We had one that we actually bought before we bought Miss Clee, and so we enjoyed her. Her name was Miss Woody Clee, and I just sold her this past summer to a girl in California who's done really well on her. It's been fun to watch and see her be successful in the rodeo arena as well. That's always my goal. I love the futurities and the fact that I feel like I can help season one or help get one ready and prepare them for the rodeo world. I'm not the best futurity rider out there because I'm not going to probably try to go win first most of the time, but I like to try to help them progress through the futurities and it be a stepping stone for them so that when I do throw them to the rodeo world, they feel like they're ready and they've been put in a pressure situation without a lot of expectations. And so that's my joy comes from seeing them win later on with other people.
Oh, that's beautifully said. I would love to know what markers you've identified. If a horse is doing well in the futurities, what things are you looking for that you think translate well to the rodeo arena?
I feel like a horse that runs in there and does their job the first time is usually going to probably transfer over into the rodeo world pretty easy. The ones that don't have ground trouble, that kind of learn to stand up, they may not always be the fastest as a futurity colt, but they kind of have that desire to want to please you and want to go do their job and go be good every time you run down the alley. And then I feel like the older they get, the more confident they get and the better they adjust to the different ground situations, the different rodeo setups, the not being able to go home and put them back together, the fact that you run, you throw them in the trailer, you get out the next morning or that next night and they run again, and it's a totally different setup, totally different ground, and they just kind of thrive on that. And you can tell the horses that usually want to go and do that pretty early on. I feel like, I'm not saying that these great futurity horses don't make great rodeo horses, because look at how many are going to the NFR and how many have been, and I think that is amazing. And I love to see a horse that can transfer from the futurities to the rodeos. A good horse is a good horse no matter what they are and where they come from. It's just fun to watch a great one.
That is so well said. Your home life is very interesting. I'm a little bit of a Facebook stalker, and I see all these hunts and things that you guys are leading and going on. So enlighten the folks at home who maybe don't understand, when you're not at rodeos, what are you at home doing and what's your operation look like?
Well, we have our hands in a lot of different things. The hunting business is my son's, which we're very proud of. He's 27, and he has built a huge business with his Hot West Outfitters. And him and his daddy have just started a line hunting business through that, and that's really fun. It's fun to see him and his dad get to do stuff together, and that, to me, my family is the most important thing to me. And so everything we do as a family. We farm, and we farm with Breck's parents, and that's a whole different business in itself. And then the horses are pretty much Breck's and mine, but we have about 4 ranches that we have to tend to the cattle on, and all of my horses, every single one of them, have gone to the ranch and worked cattle, and that's huge on my training program. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but for my program, it's good, and I enjoy getting to see the horses and take them from the ranch to the arena to the rodeos, and just know their background and know that what I've asked them to do from the time they were 2 or 3 in the pasture transfers over just in their demeanor and their way that they trust you, and they know that you're not going to put them in a bad position. And I can see that transfer over into the rodeo arena, and it's just fun to have everything incorporated, because we bring all of our cattle in on the farms in the winter, and so we get to use the colts and stuff in the winter on the farm and put the cattle with them, and it's just a great operation for me. It works all together, and we've just been very, very blessed to have it as a family operation. And the hunting is, always been my son's passion, and to get to see him be so successful in a world and an industry that he's so good at it's truly a blessing to get to see your son or your child, go forward with their endeavors and it be successful. It's a true blessing.
Well, I think what you're saying about this all-around program, it really shows when you bring your horses to an event. You're always there to compete, and that confidence is really instilled in them. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for giving us your time, and good luck this week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, back to the barrel racing.